Yo, wake up, because it is time to stop sleeping on Missouri State junior Isiaih Mosley, not to be confused with USC shooter Isiaih Mosley, but Isiaih Mosley. He's arguably the hottest player in the country right now and is fresh off a 40-point performance against ranked Loyola of Chicago. Isiaih Mosley is what I classify as a professional scorer. Now, when I label a prospect a professional scorer, then you know he gets buckets. He actually might be the best one-on-one player in college basketball. He's the type of player that I can see agents keeping their clients away from during the pre-draft process in order to protect their players' draft stock. You may ask, does this happen? And yes, it literally happens every summer. And here's why I can see it happening with Mosley. He's a gifted scorer that would literally excel and dominate in a workout atmosphere where he's playing one-on-one or 3-on-3 in front of team personnel. He's already dominant playing in isolation on the college level in 5-on-5. So imagine what type of work he would do in that type of setting without help defense. Anyways, I'm getting way ahead of myself here discussing the pre-draft process. But what Mosley has done, not only in the past few weeks, but in the last 2 seasons, has pretty much gone unnoticed in the draft world. He's falling under the radar despite being a consistent 20-point per game scorer. And he's also been crazy efficient, and I know it's because he goes to a mid-major. But listen to the numbers from this season. As of today, he's averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds on 52, 45, 90 shooting splits. Let me say that one more time. He's shooting 52% from the floor, 45% from 3, and 90% from the foul line. A 50-40-90 season it's like the benchmark for efficiency. And Mosley, he's on pace to make it happen. And for me, from a fan perspective, he's fun to watch, at least for me, because I really enjoy offensive creativity. I love players with natural scoring instincts. And in my opinion, just watching him play, his game was developed playing one-on-one or 21 or 32. Depending on the region of the country you're from, the name changes. But his feel as a scorer, it just doesn't come from drills in the gym against cones or chairs. I'm literally convinced he spent a lot of time on the playground mastering his craft because, again, these scoring instincts and feel is just, it doesn't come from a lot of drills.
Rebound loose, who's got it? Track down Mosley, 3 seconds. Mosley steps back for the win. He's got it. Oh, man.
What makes him special is he's like this shifty and dancy ball handler. He has a deep bag of tricks that he uses to get to his sweet spots. And he's able to get to his sweet spots without crazy athleticism or blow-by speed. He mixes defenders up with a series of hesitations, lift fakes. He has a nice jab set series. And he uses all of those to get to where he wants to on the floor. And for defenders guarding him, I imagine it gets lonely on that Mosely Island. And I call it Mosely Island is because that's where he does a lot of his work, is in isolation. And he is ranked in the top 92 percentile in isolation scoring. Now, on the surface, you wouldn't think a player that plays such a heavy isolation style game would look great in the advanced stats department. But if you take a deep dive into the analytics, Mosley looks like the best player in college basketball as he's ranked in the top 93 percentile overall and averaging 1.104 points per possession. And I must add that there's a degree of difficulty in almost every one of his attempts. He's also ranked in the top 90 percentile scoring as the pick and roll ball handler, top 94 percentile in efficiency on spot ups, top 95 percentile shooting jumpers in the half court, and in the 90th percentile in floaters or runners. And I'll get more to that later, but that's a lot of 90s. That's a lot of efficiency right there. Now, as far as areas of concern, there may be some about his NBA fit since he's been pretty ball dominant in college and he's played a role where he's been featured. And he also has 23 more turnovers than assists in his college career, which spans over 2.5 seasons. But I do believe that he can find a role in the NBA. Even though, like, I feel like if you're going to be a feature player in the league, you have to be an adequate playmaker, a guy that can create shots for others. But in Mosley's case, I think if he's not going to be a feature, I think his outside shooting can help him play a complementary role. And like I mentioned earlier, he's shooting 45% from three. There's always room for wing shooters. And for his career, through over 77 games, he's shooting 41.7% from deep. So it's safe to say that he's a sniper. This season, he's connected on 47% of his catch and shoot opportunities on 36 attempts. But let's be real here. He's going to do most of his damage off the dribble, and that's where he's shooting 45% on pull-ups with a blistering 57.7% adjusted field goal percentage when you count his three-pointers off the dribble. Now, all of that, the isolation, the shooting, all of that makes him a great scorer, but what I love most about his game is his soft touch finish package. It's definitely one of the best I've seen on the college level. His touch around the rim it's like literally ridiculous. He makes floaters or runners from different angles, and he even shoots them with his offhand. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he doesn't wow you with crazy blow-by speed or athleticism or make plays above the rim. As a matter of fact, he only has one dunk this season, but he's finishing over 64% of his shots around the bucket, and a nice chunk of those are floaters. I'm high on Mosley. I was late to the party, and I think that his ability to knock down open jumpers, create off the dribble, and finish at the rim are intriguing. And it should be enough to put him in the conversation to get drafted in June.